Hey there. It's so good to see you again. It's been a little while. And, you know, when you told me to expect a little bit of sunburn when you came, I did expect far worse than this. So I prepared a bunch of stuff, actually, so that you could be nice and soothed when we hang out today. But yeah, I can see now it's actually not, I'm not going to touch it, that's going to hurt. It's not the worst, but, you know, sunburn is sunburn, and it looks painful, so let's still do my little sunburn healing session before we hang out today. I think it will definitely help your skin, and it will probably feel nice, so win-win. But of course, before we begin, number one thing when you are sunburnt is that you need to be hydrated. You need to drink like twice as much water as you normally do, because you're probably super dehydrated. So I'm just gonna pour you some. I've got my big old bottle. And so you have this, sip away, and let me know when you're done and I'll give you a refill. I need to drink more water too, actually. I feel like such a hypocrite because I'm like, I haven't drunk any water today. And that is the case most days. So I'm like, you need to drink your water, but I've not had any. Maybe I'll have a glass too. Anyway, that's another problem. So your skin. Now, I actually have like a hack for this, for sunburn, basically because, I mean, look at me. I'm a girl who burns. This is not skin that's made to withstand the sun, unfortunately. And so I've spent many days in my youth looking like a cherry and being deeply embarrassed about it. And so I'm well versed now in the sunburn arts. And my like number one thing that I used to do when I want to say I was probably like 13, 12, I don't know. And I'd go to school and get sunburnt at school. I don't know if I wasn't wearing sunscreen or what, but you know, I was 13. People didn't really care about like skincare and sun protection in the 2010s, to be honest. But I would get really super sunburnt because I burn so easily. And then I'd go home and I'd be like, I cannot go to school looking like this. And so what I would do is make a cold cup of green tea and use the tea bag on my sunburn, on my face, and just like soak my face in green tea and go to sleep like that. And it would be gone in the morning. It worked like a charm. And I actually haven't done this in like many, many, many years because now I wear sunscreen every day, as should you. And since then, it seems like there's been some additional research done in the last decade. Apparently you can use green tea or black tea, but now it's being recommended that black tea might be better because it's more like tannins in it and they do something. I don't know. I'm not a sunscreen scientist, but I made some black tea for you. So it's cold, obviously. I'm not going to burn your burn. But I think I'm just going to do what I used to do on you. Because first of all, it feels really good because it's cold. So it'll feel nice on your burn. I used to just put like the tea bag straight on my face, and then because I was going to sleep, I'd like soak bits of tissues and then just like slap them, stick them to my skin and then just go to sleep. But you know, I'm not going to do that to you today. We're more refined than that. So I'm going to give you a little once over with the actual tea bag first. So This is maybe a bit weird, so I'm sorry, but I promise you this is going to feel nice and it's going to help. So close your eyes, so I don't want any tea dripping in them. I'm just going to sort of slide it, oh my god, slide it over your skin. I'll be really gentle because I don't want to irritate the burns. I know it hurts. So I'll just sort of dab. I'm going to keep dipping it so that it stays nice and cold and wet. So that it can sit on your skin. Is this the weirdest thing you've done all week? I'm not nuts though, I promise. I'm a seasoned veteran of embarrassingly red sunburn, and high school is not a place where you want to show up looking like a tomato. Sometimes I think back to some of the stuff that I did as a teenager. Like, not even like dangerous things or like irresponsible things or anything like that, but just like stuff that I just did, like this. Like, put tea all over my face, not really knowing. Like, I don't imagine that I did that much clinical research before doing this. I think I was probably just like desperate one evening to not embarrass myself the next day and was willing to try whatever, and like thankfully it worked. This one was a good one. But I feel like I did all kinds of like weird shit when I was a kid, just because I didn't know what to do half the time. Anyway, good thing for all of us that this one was a win. So I'm just going to do this a little bit more, and then I'm going to go in with some cotton pads, I think. Because I know this like is not really like the most efficient method of transference, but some of the things that I read said that doing it straight from the tea bag can be more effective just because there's like a higher concentration of tannins or whatever that's in there. I think when I was doing my research just now, to double check. Honestly, I was sort of doing it to double check that when I was doing this as a teenager, it wasn't just some like fluke that it seemed to work, and this actually is a legit thing before I imposed teabag face on you. But I saw some, because I did it with green tea, and when I googled it, everything said black tea, and so I googled can you actually use green tea, and as it turns out, both work. And green tea, the benefit might be that there's like lots of antioxidants and stuff in there. So it's like generally good for your skin as well. Like apparently people put green tea on their face for like anti-aging purposes and stuff as well. Who knows? So I guess there's other benefits to using green tea, but black tea seems to be the better option if you just want to kick your sunburn. Okay, I reckon that's enough direct teabag action. And so moving on now to a more refined version of this with some cotton pads. I think I'll do two. Let's double fist it. So I've got one tea hand now, so I can't touch anything. I'm just going to dip both of these in my tea. Ooh. That was it, the colour. It's still good, I promise, but I don't know why seeing them be brown, obviously they would be, but it made me feel a bit icky, but it's still good. It's still good for you, I promise. Let's be really gentle with this. Again, I'm not gonna, like, I won't push hard or anything, because I don't want to hurt your burns. But let's just get it all over. And now my goal is more just fully saturating your skin. Like, I want it to soak up as much tea as possible. I feel really woo-woo doing this to you, but it works. It's awesome. And you should have lovely moisturized skin after this, to be honest. So you're going from one end of the spectrum to the other in terms of skin health. I feel like I should have given you like a bib or something, because I don't want anything to sort of trickle down you. Okay. Let's just do one more once over. So, forehead first. It's trickling down me. Down your temples. Now I'm going to do your eyes, so close your eyes. And your nose. Now your cheeks. And your jaw. Okay. Let's put these away. They're not needed anymore. I should have brought a towel. Guess I'll just use another one of these to de-tea myself. Okay. And I'll let that sit there for a second and absorb. So, actually, I'll give you a top up while we wait. There you go. Oh my god, couldn't close the bottle for a second there. Okay, so traditionally now you might use a moisturizer or a after sun, but I haven't got an after sun because I am so extremely vigilant with my sun protection now. So I have the next best thing. In fact, potentially even the better thing, which is Miss Aloe herself. Don't talk to me about the health of this plant because I don't want to know. But this is also what I used to do when I was maybe not that young, a little bit older, if I ever felt like I was getting a little bit sunburnt or I was a little bit sore, I'd just pinch off one of my aloe leaves and get it on there. And honestly, this works a charm, and it's probably better than like the store-bought After Sun because it hasn't got anything else in it to make it, you know, a product. I don't know. But this is the pure, undiluted power of aloe. And it works really well, but I would say the one downside is that it's quite sticky. So it, like, sort of, you can feel it on it. It's not a beauty product, it's a plant. So you can feel it sitting on your skin. But it also feels kind of good when you're burnt. So, like, it feels like it's doing something. So let's do that. Which poor leaf shall we sacrifice today? Let's take one of these bottom ones because I feel like they're not doing much anyway. Maybe I should take one that's like not super healthy because that will increase the general look of the plant. I think it might need two anyway. Let's have this one to start with. I'm just gonna pull it off. There we go. And so to get to the gel, you just need to rip it, and like you can already see that it's in there. Look at that. Do you see it? Like, stringy. And it smells nice. So, that's a win. But anyway, I'm just going to use my hands for this. Because I don't want to, you know, like, I don't want to use a cotton pad and it all just gets absorbed into the pad. So, I'm just going to rip open the plant, the leaf, like that. And that exposes all of the, like, the gel inside. And I'm just going to get it on my fingertips and slather it on, if that's all right with you. But doesn't it feel nice? Like I feel like it's like cooling. Let me get a bit more. It's kind of annoying having to harvest it from the leaf, but it still works. Okay. And unfortunately you don't get very much per leaf. You would if you had a much healthier aloe plant than I do, but I've got very little tiny leaves. Like, you know when you see them sometimes when people have proper aloe plants outdoors or just generally doing well, and the cross section of the leaf is like this big and there's all this like gel in the middle. Couldn't be me, unfortunately, but I have enough leaves that it doesn't matter. I'm literally still on your forehead. And now as a finisher, I've completely like inversed this leaf. So I'm just gonna sort of rub it. And honestly, this was kind of my favourite part when I used to do this because the leaf is cold and it feels nice. I feel like my course of treatment today has been very, like, natural. Which was not my intention necessarily, but hey, if it works, it works. It just happens that I don't have any specific products for this on hand because I'm such a, like, freak about wearing sunscreen these days. I think that's enough for your forehead, so let's get back to our leaf. I'm going to pop open a new bit. And just squeeze out that aloe gel. Whoa. Okay, that's loads. I'm just going to put it down your temples. I won't put this on your eyes. It just doesn't seem right. So they can do with the tea. I'll put it in between them though. And just under your eyes too. This is not the sort of spread of leaf that I can wipe on your face. It didn't turn out that shape, unfortunately. But I still got plenty of gel. So I'm just gonna put this sort of down. Oof, that touched my mouth. Down your cheeks, like that. Oh, beautiful. This leaf actually might be enough. I thought I would need another one, but it's looking okay, actually. So, this is a messy endeavour. Okay, I'm going to use this bit on your cheeks. I keep getting it on myself. Okay, there we go. And then your chin. Great. I actually managed to cover all your face, but I've still got a bit of leaf left, so I might just squeeze out what's remaining from its tip and just slather it on. Waste not, want not. Am I right, ladies? Okay, we got another good actual piece, so I'm gonna just wipe this directly onto your skin. Okay, I think that's okay. Oh, I'm like mega sticky now. I'm just gonna rub it into my hands actually because it's good for you. So I think I won't accost you with any more substances on your skin today. The aloe vera should make a sort of a nice coating layer for you, and you know you can't really put anything on top of that anyway. So you're a little bit sticky. Sorry about that, but it will help. It's sort of, I don't know what it is, it like draws the heat out of the burn or something. Don't know. Ask a scientist. And so that's the end of my treatment for you. Hopefully it goes down a bit. I think it will. I mean, like I said, the burn's not that, it doesn't look that bad. I've treated much worse on myself before and it's turned out fine. But you know, I just want to make you a bit more comfortable because I know that hurts. But one last thing before we move away from the subject of your sunburn, and that is a parting gift. A little sunscreen for you. This is my favourite one that I've tried in a long time. I've like bought this one several times now because it's so very nice. It is the Skin 1004 Centella or whatever the hell, SPF 50 one, and I like it based on two things. One, like, have you ever seen this shaped pump before? I hadn't, and it fits your finger. It's a finger shaped pump. Why doesn't everyone do this? Love it. And the second thing is just the texture of it. Like, I feel like other than it working, the most important thing about sunscreen to me is the texture, because sometimes you get one that's just really like oily and nasty and it makes your skin feel like it's got stuff on it, and this one doesn't do that. It just disappears once you put it on. So take this with you when you go. Use it every day. Anyway, I reckon that is enough talk about sunburn and sunscreen and skincare. You'll be fine. Like, it's not that bad. It's okay. I've seen worse burns. I've healed worse burns on myself. And yeah, I just want you to be comfortable, basically. And so it doesn't hurt. But I think we've achieved that. So, you ready to go? Yeah. Cool. Hello again. I'm just back to say a massive thank you to everybody who supports me over on Patreon. And especially now, because I've been taking a break recently. And so you've been getting much less content than usual. And so those of you who are still there, I'm just so grateful that you're still here, honestly. But anyway, it really makes a massive difference to me, and I'm so thankful for all of you. So thank you very much. And of course, I want to give an extra special shout out to those on my mid-REM cycle tier. So thank you very much to Alexander, Bastian, Belly Button, CK Blackwood, Kosikas, Hideto, Joel, Johnny B. Good, Luigi Rinaldi, Matthew J, Maxi Snacks, Michael, Nathaniel Romans, Skulls, Shane, Spencer, Thomas Jack, Tim R, and T Sharp 7. I'm so happy to see all your names still here, and genuinely so grateful. It is very special to me, and yeah, just thank all of you, and I will see you again next time.